Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We've got another What Sold video here today, and as you can tell from the thumbnail and the title, had another great week, had another very solid week. You know, when I'm hitting that $1,000 mark or so, that's perfect. Just a couple of months ago, this would have been my best week ever. So following up from last week, which was my best week ever at 1184, to come back in at 1078 this week, that's awesome. Another 28 items going out. So let's go ahead, crunch some numbers here. $1,078.25 in sales. We actually had another just stupidly insane margin on this, 62.9%. So a weekly profit of $678.70 once we back out that cost of goods and the fees and whatnot. So 12 items sold on eBay, 15 on Poshmark, and have one Facebook Marketplace sale, which was a good one. So let's go ahead and jump into the items. First up, we've got this Faraday cotton plaid shirt. Faraday's a good brand. This is the first one I've ever seen. I had it listed for around $40, but I took an offer of $29.99 plus shipping, knowing in Q4 I'm going to save a few dollars on the shipping with the deal that Canada Post and eBay have made for us Canadian sellers who typically get shafted on shipping. So took a little bit of a lower offer there. This cost me $6.33, sold it for $30, so my net profit is actually $25.06 by the time I make a couple extra bucks on the shipping there. Next up, these torrid black skinny distressed jeans. Paid $7.88 for these. These sold on Poshmark for $25. So 20% fee is $5, and my net is $12.12. These vintage Ella Bean boots in a women's 7. Paid $6.33 for these, and they sold for $37 on Poshmark. That was on an offer to Likers, which also included the discounted shipping, so a $19.31 net profit on that. I sold this Rockaware gray sweater in a men's XL. I've had this for a long time, and wow, this did not perform. So I've had it for a very long time. I paid $6.90 for it, and I took an offer of $13 on Poshmark. With the fees and stuff, I actually lost $1.78, but I'm going to say that that means I recouped about $5 of my initial investment, so not a total loss. That's fine. Glad to see that go. Next up was another item I've had for a very long time, and as you can tell, like my picture quality, listing quality, that does play a factor in a lot of these older listings. You know, I'm learning as I go still, but I definitely you know, put up more quality photos, quality listings nowadays. This Prana Callisto Duster cardigan. This was a $6.90 buy cost. I sold it for $17 on Poshmark. I did make $6.15 in profit, but yeah. Alright, this Peter Millar gray quarter zip golf sweater in a size medium. Paid $6.90. It sold for $35 on Poshmark, and there was discounted shipping on that one, so I made $17.14 in net profit. This was a cool suit. This was Ermenegildo Zegna by Copley, and this was made in Duggars in Halifax, Nova Scotia, so fairly local to me, within the same province anyway. This was a cool pickup. I found this at a charity shop. I paid $15 for it about a year ago, and I knew it was going to take the right buyer to come along, but I did get an offer of $67 on Poshmark, so I took that, and I made a net profit of about $35. These Boggs boots, these are the Boggs Retro Floral Tailor Dahlia boots. That was all on the inside tag, so that's what I put in my listing title. Cool, you know, vintagey, kind of 60s, 70s, hippie looking style. They cost me $8.34. They sold within a couple of weeks on Poshmark for $35, so a $19.66 net profit. Next, I sold this North Face hooded Denali jacket in a men's, I think this was a large or extra large. I paid $15 for this at Salvation Army. It sold the next day for $40, plus the buyer paid almost that again in shipping here in Canada. I saved maybe $5 on the shipping, so overall my net profit was $19.14. So not huge profit on a $15 buy cost, and I normally don't pay $15 for jackets like this, but I was at a Salvation Army, I was grabbing a bunch of other stuff, and I knew it would sell quick, so it did. Next, this was a great sale. This is a Snap-on Tools extra large 2015 canvas jacket, like a mechanic jacket, and I paid $9.78 for this about 2-3 months ago. It sold for $80. And the buyer paid about $32 in shipping. I was able to use one of my free shipments. So in October, every Tuesday, Canada Post was giving small business members like myself a free shipment on Tuesdays. So I used my free shipment on that one. So as a result, I was able to actually net profit $85.04, which was more than my selling price. So that's great. And all right, next was this cool wild fiber shirt. That's what the model was called, in a 2XL. I didn't think it would take this long to sell, to be quite honest with you, but that's all right. I paid $6.04. It sold for $33.72 plus shipping. I did make a couple dollars on the shipping, so I made $28.87. This Ralph Lauren pink half-sleeve button-down shirt. I paid 82 cents for this as part of a bag sale, just a bag that I had stuffed full of clothing and all kinds of other things, so average cost of goods. This sold for $11.99 on eBay, and I was covering the free letter mail shipping. Well, I mean, free to the buyer, not to me. After fees and ship costs of about $4 that I covered, I did still make $4.95. This Bloomingdale's men's sweater, I picked this up for $3.74 after taxes. I sold it on Poshmark for $25. So that's a net of $16.26. This New With Tags Columbia corduroy pants in a 12 petite. I paid $7.19 for them. They sold on Poshmark for $44. That's a $28.01 net profit. This Torrid green lace knit pullover top, I paid $6.33 for this. It sold for $24.57 plus about $12 in shipping. I did make about $3 on the shipping, so $17.85 net profit. This Wii U white console only. So a few months ago, if you saw the video, I was driving home and I noticed there was a box down by a donation bin that takes only clothing. Everything else they just take to the dump, have to throw out. They've got signs posted everywhere. Please do not put stuff here except for, you know, clothing in the bin. Like, that's what it's there for. Someone had a box there and I could see a Guitar Hero guitar neck sticking out of the box. So I stopped, I pulled over and realized, oh, okay, there's a couple of guitars here, there's a couple of games, and there is a Nintendo Wii U console here. So at that point, I did not own a Wii U, so I had it for myself and I was going to keep it. And then I was able to actually pick up the black Wii U, which had more storage space, and it was just a better model. I picked that up for myself on a very good price just shortly after that. So this Wii U, the white one that I sold, cost me absolutely nothing. I kept some of the games, I kept some of the peripherals. I've already sold one of the guitars separately. I sold this for $40, and yeah, the buyer paid $23.99 in shipping. I saved about $5 on the shipping, so my net profit on this item was actually $39.64. And again, that was completely free, so that was awesome. You don't find video game consoles sitting on the side of the road very often. And of course, it was tested and everything, it worked fine. So, all right, sold this New With Tags Polo Ralph Lauren Hammond pants in a size 36. I paid $7.19. They sold on Poshmark for $38, and so that's a net of $23.21. And the Facebook Marketplace deal that someone's actually coming to pick up today as I'm filming this is this Nintendo Wii console and game lot. It's like a Mario Kart lot. It's got some wheels, got the game, got a few other games in there. My total buy cost on all of this is an estimated $40. I pick up Wii's loose all the time when I see them. I pick up, you know, their cables and power cords when I see them. Cheap games, and I just build lots out of just random piecemeal things that I pick up sometimes. But when I calculated this one out, because of how I acquired it all, I'm assuming it's about $40 of buy cost, and it sold for $125, so that's an $85 net profit. This Wii Party U loose disc, so this is Wii Party for the Wii U. Loose disc only. This one has some value. So I paid $14 for this, and I sold it for $47. And I did cover the couple dollars it cost just to send it out letter mail. So I've made a $22.98 net profit on that. This Dolcezza, I guess, is how you would pronounce that. This kind of black artsy top. It was a size small. I've had this for a while. I paid $5.66 for this, and I sold it for $14.99. The buyer actually paid that amount again in shipping, but I saved a bit. So I did actually make $13.78 altogether on this, but I've had it for a very long time. The next two items are going to the same person, but I had to ship them separately because of the way I had them listed and stuff. So here in Canada, you know, I can send things that will fit letter mail for, you know, about $4, $5, something like that. Even though it was going to the same buyer, if I combine these in the same package, then it would have to go by parcel, and we're looking at minimum $20. So I had to send these out as separates. And I overall actually lost money on these, $1.91, but it's okay because I've had these for a long time. So we've got these Iron Man pajamas, number, first up here. I paid $4 for these, had them for a long time. I let them go on an offer for $8. So altogether I lost $1.37 on that. That's okay, I don't even care. Next to the Fast and Furious pajamas. Again, same deal. $4 cost of goods. But they actually offered $9 on these ones. So maybe they like the Fast and Furious more than Iron Man. In any case, I only lost 54 cents on that one. But happy to see them go. Somebody's getting a couple new pairs of pajamas. Well, not new, but like new pairs of pajamas. Maybe for Christmas. So good for them. Moves a couple things out of my inventory. Alright, next is this Polo Ralph Lauren purple puffer jacket in a kid's size. This I paid $4.54 and sold it for $30 on Poshmark, so that's a net of $19.46. These LL Bean flannel line jeans in a women's size 18, I paid $7.19 for them. Sold them for $22 on Poshmark. There was discounted shipping on there as well. So a $6.45 net profit. So not quite a double up, but still, this is the time of the year that I'll pick up a few extra of these flannel line jeans and make some fairly quick cash on them. This was a great sale. So this was a New with Tags Reebok NFL New England Patriots jacket in a size 2XL. I paid $9.78 for this, and it sold on Poshmark for $71. So my net profit was $43.34. This was another quick sale. This was a Philadelphia Eagles Christmas sweater. I paid $7.48. It sold for $35 on Poshmark, so that's a $20.52 net profit. And here's an item to look out for. So this 1979 Full House board game, so not the TV show, but Full House, Innkeeper's Caper, I think it's called, the full name. This is I think this Parker Brothers. I'm not looking at it right now, of course, I'm just looking at this overall photo, but I paid $4.59 for this in Value Village, and it sold within, I think, 2 to 3 weeks for $75 plus shipping. I had to make a Frankenbox to ship this out because it was so long, and buyer did pay also on top of that $75. They paid $40 in shipping It did only cost me $36, so I made an extra $4, but not really because I had to use 2 boxes and a lot of tape. But my net profit on it was $53.63. So be on the lookout for that one. That is a great flip. And then the last item for this week is this Nintendo Switch game, brand new sealed. This is House of the Dead Remake, the limited edition, Limited Dead Edition it's called. So I actually bought this at clearance at Walmart. I bought 2 copies. They had them for $14 each. So after taxes, it was $16.10 buy cost, and I sold it for $45 on Poshmark. So I made a net profit of $19.90, meaning I made enough to cover the copy that I was keeping for myself, and also another $3.80. So can't complain there. So yeah, once again, made $10.78 and 25 cents in sales for almost a 63% margin, $679 in weekly net profit, and yeah, that is great. This week so far, I'm filming this on a Wednesday, so far since Sunday, we're on pace again for another good week. Yeah, and Q4 has been good so far, other than that 1 week where eBay turned the lights off about 3 weeks ago, but that's another video. So, alright, well that's it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate all the support on the channel. Once again, I say that every video because I really do mean it. Thanks for being here. It means a lot. I enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things continue to grow. So, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.